Hey, I just wanted to address something that happened last night and has happened in the past as well, where I've wrote a post, kind of just quickly, you know, thrown one out, haven't given it too much thought necessarily, and that's what happened last night. Right? So I put up this post that it was a picture of an obese man in a motorized wheelchair next to someone who was crawling on their knees, like nothing on their body, just skin and bone, and starving to death. And I wanted to show, and I wrote a little comment with the picture that said, some people have more than they will ever need, and some don't even have the bare essentials. And I didn't really think a lot about that, but I'm really glad actually that I posted this picture, and I got a few people who commented to pull me up on what I'd written and the kind of message that I had actually put out there with that photo. So basically what I had done is, there's a person in a wheelchair, an obese man. He's clearly got his own problems, that's a serious medical condition. And who knows how he got like that? Some people become obese because they have no access to any healthy food, or, food addiction, or it could be a lot of different reasons. And it wasn't my intention to put any blame on that man or say, this is your fault, you ate all his food, or nothing like that. Just to show that some people have access to so much food and some people don't. But I shouldn't have used somebody who has a physical disability, who has a serious illness, to illustrate my point like that. I didn't have to do that. There were so many other ways that I could have made the point about some humans having so much and some having so little. I could have put a picture up with someone with a $300,000 car and a $3 million house, for example. But I guess, that happens. I've done that a few times where I've posted something and then someone has told me, man, that's offensive, or that is not a positive way of delivering that message, or it's an ignorant way of delivering that message, which is exactly what it was last night. Now, when I first got pulled up on it, I was defensive, partly because I didn't think it was wrong what I'd written. I was trying to figure it out, and they were trying to explain it to me, and I guess a lesson I learned a while ago, and it's really amazing that a lot of people value following my pages and the things I say and everything. But yeah, I'm also so grateful that people pull me up on it, because I don't have all the answers. I'm far from having all the answers. I'm just a normal person and make mistakes, and have in the past and will continue to in the future. So I just want to say how grateful I am for the people who help me be better, and because it can feel confronting to confront someone, especially someone who you have respect for. And I know the people commenting usually really appreciate what I write and trying to put out a positive message out there. So I'm just so grateful to the people who still pull me up on it and tell me that I'm doing something that isn't necessarily a positive thing, or can be taken wrongly, whether I meant it to be taken that way or not. And that's, it's when someone challenges you like that, it's easy to get defensive, because you don't want to be wrong. You don't want to feel like you've done something wrong. That's a bad feeling, especially when you're trying to do something good. But it's so much better to acknowledge when you're wrong, and to grow from that, and to become better because of that, rather than just fighting and saying, no, I'm right, you're wrong, and just having this big argument about it. And if you feel like the person's got a point, accept it, apologize, thank them for showing you a better way, and you can do better in the future. And everyone's got some knowledge about something. We can all help each other so much. And I just want to say, keep it coming to anyone who feels like I can do a better job, and reach more people and be more inclusive of others as well, you know, because I mean, to have people who are listening to me makes me feel like I have a responsibility to say things in the right way. So I really welcome that, and thanks to the people last night and also to the people in the past who've pulled me up on different things in the future, who've pulled me up on different things in the past. I might not always necessarily agree, and we might not always come to this position where I start saying, yeah, you're right and I was wrong, but it's still good to have the conversation. And one more thing that I found really positive from last night's discussion that happened on my Facebook page was that the way they addressed it with me was a way that I could, you know, I was receptive of it, because they weren't attacking me, they weren't shaming me, they weren't telling me, they weren't telling me that I was a bad person or something. They were just trying to show me a new perspective to help me be better, so that I could do things without shaming anyone else or making anyone else feel bad. And when there's a way to do that, when there's an alternative so you can do that to be more inclusive of everyone and still have a clear, positive, inspiring message, why wouldn't you want to do that? So thanks to those people, thanks to anyone in the future who gives me some constructive criticism, and, you know, let's help each other grow.